I remember the sound my father made when the judge leaned forward, a small sound, a swallowed breath. It told me everything before the words landed. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It started in a bank lobby that smelled like burnt coffee and resignation. The teller said my name the way you say sirens, careful, concerned. She slid the paper across the counter and asked if I recognized the charges. I did not. 3 credit cards, 2 auto loans, 1 personal line of credit. All mine, all not mine. $59,000 in debt, wearing my signature like a mask. I didn't panic. Panic is loud. I went quiet. Quiet is where I do my best work. My sister, Dad's pride, had always been better at the performance. The golden child, the one who could do no wrong because she smiled while doing it. She used to borrow my jackets without asking, then my car, then my patience. I told myself that's what family does, takes. I didn't realize she was practicing. When I confronted her, she cried on cue. When I confronted my father, he sighed like I'd inconvenienced him. "Let it go," he said. "She's your sister." That sentence ended our relationship. He just didn't know it yet. I went home and opened a notebook. Page 1, timeline. Page 2, evidence. Page 3, endgame. I pulled my credit report line by line, date by date. I learned her patterns. Same stores, same gas stations, same IP address. She'd used my identity the way she used my childhood bedroom, entitled, careless, convinced I wouldn't notice. I requested bank footage. I subpoenaed phone records. I hired a forensic accountant who didn't ask why I was smiling. The smile wasn't joy, it was clarity. I filed the police report on a Tuesday. The officer asked if I was sure. I said yes without blinking. That night, my mother left a voicemail telling me I was tearing the family apart. My father texted once, "This will ruin her." I replied, "Good." Court took months, months of silence from me, months of frantic calls from them. I let everything go to voicemail. I let the evidence stack out. I let the debt collectors start calling her instead of me, redirected by a few careful filings. I watched her world narrow. On the day of the hearing, my parents sat behind her, united, furious, certain of victory. They thought this was a misunderstanding, a sibling spat, something a stern lecture could fix. They didn't know I'd already won. The prosecutor laid it out clean, the documents, the footage, the signatures that matched mine too perfectly. My sister stared at the table like it might save her. My mother stared at me like I was a stranger. My father stared straight ahead, jaw locked, ready to defend his pride. Then the judge asked a single question. "Mr. she said to my father, "did you co-sign any of these accounts?" Silence, a long one. Because if he said no, he admitted he knew nothing, despite years of covering. If he said yes, he admitted fraud. His mouth opened, closed, opened again. Nothing came out. The room leaned in. My sister turned to him. For the first time, she looked afraid. The judge nodded slowly, like someone who just solved a puzzle. She didn't need his answer anymore. The truth had already arrived. The ruling was swift: criminal identity theft, full restitution. My sister was escorted out with shaking hands. My parents didn't look at me. They didn't have to. I'd moved beyond them. Afterward, I sat alone in my car and felt something unexpected. Not triumph, not rage, relief. The clean kind. The kind that comes when the math finally balances. I paid off the last of the debt with the settlement 3 months later. My credit score recovered. My sleep did too. My phone stayed quiet. No apologies came. I didn't need them. People ask if I regret it, if family is worth burning bridges over money. They misunderstand. This was never about money. It was about ownership, of my name, my future, my spine. I think of my father sometimes, of the moment he froze, of the second he realized his pride had finally cost him something he couldn't dismiss. That sound he made lives in my head, soft and final. I didn't raise my voice, I didn't beg, I didn't forgive. I documented, I waited, I acted. Justice doesn't always shout. Sometimes it asks one question and lets the silence do the damage.